Please welcome Erin Lashta.
Generations of discrimination have created conditions that make it difficult for Aboriginal people to work their way out of the lower class. Aboriginal people should stop complaining about the past and simply get on with their lives. If Aboriginal people would only try harder, they could be just as well off as whites. I would be concerned if an Aboriginal person moved in next door. Do you strongly agree, somewhat disagree, or strongly disagree? These are the questions that my research project used to, asked 2,696 people living in Western cities, specifically Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatoon, Regina, Winnipeg, Brandon, and Thompson, to try to figure out what current racial attitudes towards Aboriginal people are. And what was found was, while things are not overwhelmingly negative, there is a lot of room for improvement. So we all know that being racist is bad, that judging somebody on the color of their skin rather than the content of their character is bad. However, early research is finding that Aboriginal people in Canada are experiencing discrimination at a rate 2 to 3 times higher than Blacks or Latinos in the United States. So why does this matter? When I began my research, I discovered that racism not only affects the people who are being discriminated against, but the society in which they live. So there's lower trust in neighborhoods, there's more health problems, there's less economic prosperity in societies that have negative racial attitudes. So what my research was trying to do is figure out what affects these attitudes. Specifically, I was interested in contact. So does having contact with Aboriginal people actually have any sort of meaningful effect on racial attitudes that people hold? I also looked at age, gender, income, employment, education, minority status, immigrant status, and individualism in terms of ideology. And what I found was that contact does make a difference, but the type of contact matters. Simply interacting with Aboriginal people on a day-to-day basis is not enough. There needs to be deeper connections of friendship or family ties in order to effect some change. Education was also found to be a significant predictor, and what they found is as education goes up, the need for contact decreases in order to effect change. Overall, what my thesis found was that one of the effective ways of fighting racism in Canada is simply by creating relationships between the two groups. This is something that all Canadians can do, and one way to fight racism might be by saying, "Hey, nice to meet you," and meaning it.